Hey everyone. Um, People keep asking me why I'm in a nursing home, so I figured I'd make a video of it because nobody wants to read the page that I made. Um, June 16th, 2011, I was diagnosed with a bone infection. They were treating me with clindamycin. Nobody realized how severe it was at the time. June 26th, 2011. I was sitting in my living room by myself. My mom was at work, and my sister wasn't with me at the time. I was just watching TV, waiting for an appointment that I actually had about the bone infection to see how it was doing. It was about 9:30 in the morning. I was just sitting on my floor, just chilling, and all of a sudden I hear like a kind of sound, like a popping sound. And all of a sudden I feel something wet on my leg, and I look down and it's pure black blood. I froze up for at least a minute, 2 minutes. When I came to, I realized what was going on, and I was like, okay, well, I have to stop the bleeding. And I thought about those shows, I shouldn't be alive, or I survived. And I was like, okay, well, I've got to get something that'll put pressure on it, stop the bleeding. So I grabbed a hold of these washable bed pads that I've got, and I, within like seconds, I swear it, they all turned just pure red. They were completely white pads, and there was so much blood that it didn't help, and everything just kept pouring out. After a couple minutes trying to stop the bleeding, I started getting dizzy, and I was like, okay, well, gotta call 911. So I called 911, and when they got there, they came and got me. They left my wheelchair and my cell phone in my house and the key, so I couldn't go back and get anything. And there was a trail of blood on the floor from where I had to slide across the floor to get the bed pad, so it looked like someone had dragged my bleeding body or something. And I kept thinking to myself, okay, well, I have to stay awake in this ambulance, or else my mom's gonna come home. She's gonna think that her daughter got dragged out of the house and killed or something. So I forced myself to stay awake. Um, when I got to the emergency room finally, and it was only a 10-minute drive because when I looked out my front door, I could see the parking garage from the hospital. But that 10 minutes was the longest 10 minutes of my entire life. And when I finally got to the emergency room, doctor came over and he looked at me. He's like, either you're gonna die from a bone infection in your blood, or you're gonna die from blood loss. I didn't know what to think. I kind of figured that was it. Like, my life was over. Um, 2 days after I got rushed to the emergency room, they did emergency surgery on my leg. They removed 4 inches of bone from the back of my leg, and they did 5 bone deep wounds to try to remove any kind of infected areas they could. They kept telling me, you need to amputate your leg. It's the only way you're gonna save your own life. At the time, I was being stubborn and I wouldn't amputate. Um, I just constantly was trying to drag around dead weight. I was doing transfers in and out of bed when I wasn't supposed to. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, it's getting difficult to get around with a leg I can't stand on. And I kept thinking to myself, okay, is this the day that I slip and fall when I'm doing a transfer and just kind of make the infection worse? I got news that the infection had gone away completely. I had no worries. September 7th, 2011, I got rushed to, or I got sent to nursing home, and about a week after I got sent to the nursing home, they did blood work on me, and they told me that my infection was coming back. Now, it's common sense that when an infection comes back a second time, it's stronger than it was the first time. And it almost killed me the first time. As soon as they told me that I had another infection, that was the minute I realized, fuck it. You know what? Amputate the leg. It's not worth it. I'd rather die later on in life with one leg than to die too soon in life with one. Or with two. But one of my best friends actually helped me make the decision. I mean, who wants to lose a leg, you know? But I did what I had to do. It's weird only having one leg now, but it's the best thing for me. It helped. I'm not in any pain anymore. When I still had a leg with missing bone, I was in pain every day. I just, I would hide it, put a smile on my face, act like nothing was bothering me. I, but behind closed doors, I was crying. I was miserable. The minute I woke up from surgery after amputating, I was happy. Felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I know a bunch of people online have been saying that it's fake. There's nothing wrong with me. Think what you want. I would never make something up like that. It's real. And you don't think something like that can happen to you. Something life changing, something horrible. Next minute, it does. It happens when you least expect it. Your world just does a whole 360. The funny thing is, throughout this whole situation, I've managed to see the good in it. I was living in a really shitty part of Baltimore when this happened to me. At the time, about a month before it happened to me, my mom almost got shot. And she would not move regardless of what happened to her. When I got transferred here to Frederick, Maryland, in the nursing home, she moved here just to be closer. So I finally got my family out of the city. And because of me being in the nursing home with my age, I found an organization that is helping me get into my own apartment. I actually signed a lease yesterday, January 18th, and I will probably be moving out of the nursing home between February 1st and February 5th. I'm finally getting my life together, the life I've been wanting for a really long time. And it probably would not have happened if I hadn't gotten this bone infection, gotten my leg amputated. It's a long journey ahead of me. I mean, yeah, I'm getting out of the nursing home, but I still got a long ways to go. I've been doing physical therapy and I'm still learning how to walk again. It's pretty difficult. I haven't gotten a prosthetic leg yet, but I'm getting pretty close. I should have a test one in a few weeks. And they're gonna see how I do with that. Right now, trying to get around on one leg in physical therapy, I'm not doing too well, so hopefully things get better when I have the prosthetic. Anyway, if there's any other questions you guys have, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. I've got nothing to hide. Before my bone infection, I was disabled. You all know that. So, whether you have questions about the situation I'm going through now or the disability that I have, feel free to ask. I won't take offense to anything. I've heard it all. Alright, bye.